Damn, it's locked. That worked.
The Holy Trio, Belial, Beelzebub, and Mephistopheles. The demons continue to trouble me, especially the unholy triumvirate, Belial, Beelzebub, and Mephistopheles. I realize, of course, that the hand cannot eradicate supernatural immortal beings. They are all a part of God's plan. The plan that Solaks enact here on earth. So according to the Imperator's direction, we condemn people to serve under these hell laws. We send them to their lairs to serve their sentence. Pazuzu and Asmodeus, I made a run with a squad of rookies today, and we caught a blatant sinner, a man who has been haunting the Ford Theater area, exhibiting himself. We had to let him go. Seems he worked for Asmodeus. We are never supposed to prosecute people involved with the Hell Syndicate. Asmodeus, the demon filmmaker. Or Pazuzu, a.k.a. Mr. Beautiful, gambler, drug dealer, wise guy. Don't know why we can't persecute these guys. Besides the fact that they are actually demons, and we probably can't catch them if we wanted to. They must fit into the plan somehow. Mr. Beautiful. Captain Thorne decided to use Beautiful to complete the case we were building against the Smoke Cowboys, a gang of technology outlaws. I had a scrub team arrest the Cowboys. We charged them with violating the artificial realities ban. And Beautiful supplied the judge with all the evidence we needed to send the Cowboys to Belial's pits. Dean Sterling. Some of the men are suspicious about a freelance demon hunter we are monitoring. His name is Dean Sterling. He has been having some real success. He eliminated a score of minor and mid-level demons. And now we hear he's after the big ones. Asmodeus, Beautiful, any of them that are brazen enough to walk the earth. It is understood in the department that some of the demons are untouchable, but Sterling has the freedom to choose his target at will. As for me, I will neither hinder or assist Mr. Sterling. He has made his presence felt, and the demons are nervous about him. As far as I'm concerned, he's a genuine good guy. Senator Aaron Burr. I just received this month's collection of Senator Burr's sighting from our agents in the field. Amazing woman. Amazing woman, this Burr. She's seemingly several places at once. Of course, we know she's inside the British Embassy here in Washington, where she has been granted political refuge. But we have discovered that there are ways in and out of the embassy. And on several occasions, Burr has escaped the embassy, thus feeding the paranoia among ARC agents that she is everywhere. The Citizens Freedom Front. The recent sweep of the CFF shadow government leaves the so-called Freedom Front effectively crippled. The CFF has been fanatically dedicated to their cause. Our best estimate of their membership is in the thousands, although the leadership proper is small and cohesive. CFF history. What we know about the CFF is extensive, but not particularly useful. They were founded after the Imperator's ascension by a quartet consisting of a Methodist minister, a Catholic priest, a rabbi, and a Muslim imam. They quickly moved into political activity when they were joined by former government figures, including Irwin Burr, who had resigned rather than serve under the hand. Night of the Titans. Transgressions recently launched dozens of scrub teams on a coordinated sweep of the CFF Shadow Cabinet. A strike against the resistance that has been over a year in the making. Codename Night of the Titans. It's a truly historical occasion. Randall Singh. Probably the most interesting figure we have nailed to our sweep operation from a front operative we have been keeping under close observation for a while now. A man named Randall Singh. I'm not certain of his status with the CFF, but we suspected him of being fairly important. Townsend Ellers. The sweep of the CFF Shadow Cabinet also netted Townsend Ellers, a former British ambassador. We believe he has been helping Burr to establish a diplomatic corps in waiting and has been consulting her on world economic matters as well. We suspect he has been a regular conduit between Burr and foreign governments concerning efforts to apply international pressure on the hand. Brett Carew. Perhaps the only dissident whose apprehension I regretted was Brett Carew's. Carew is one of the 3 or 4 writers Solox has banned, and she has been apprehended in the recent CFF sweep. The charges against her are weak, just rumors that she writes some of Senator Burr's pirate broadcasts. Eddie Commerce. I confess I do not get the joke. Melissa and I saw Commerce perform years ago when he was legal. I do not find this man to be funny, much less someone capable of being a subversive figure. The filthy language of personal attack against the Imperator, the monologues about free expression. I thought it a mistake to include him in the recent crackdown. Arrests like these only risk making martyrs of people who pose no threat to the hand. ARC. Reality Containment was outraged after two of its agents were targeted in the latest Scrub Team action. I don't know what the executives in the Five Fingers had in mind when they include Gideon Ashanti and Rachel Brack on the scrub list. There were ways of making them disappear without setting ARC and transgressions at odds with one another. The question remains, why? What were Ashanti and Brack involved in that demanded that they be eliminated in such a high-profile fashion? Rumors are that the order to kill them came directly from the Imperator. Rachel Brack and Gideon Ashanti. Looking through the backfiles today, I found one I had on Brack and Ashanti. I had forgotten, but I'd seen I'd tried to recruit them myself a couple of years ago when I heard about the great job they were doing at ARC. But to outduel the Scrub Team, they were obviously more talented than any of us realized. Their work at ARC was top-notch, even though they had a reputation of going easy on minor criminals. Still, their character was somewhat questionable. Neo-Gnostic. In ancient times, the Gnostics were heretical sects whose beliefs were at odds with early Christianity. They believed that human transcendence were directly achievable. The Neos may be just one more group of cyberspace outlaws with designs on founding virtual colonies in the global net. If the latter is true, transgression will scrub them. When we do that in any event, if the need for a high-profile buzz arises. Psionic League. Of the dozens of illegal operations we monitor, the Psionic League is the most dangerous threat to stability, especially if the leader, Columbus Pistola, should ever decide to politicize his organization. The League has been tolerated at this point because it is the inspiration for similar groups. No one better knows the danger of unrestrained psionic ability than Spatola. He's one of the most powerful psionics on the planet. His life is a case study of the hardships that psionics endure when forced to master their abilities alone. His early hardships led to the founding of the League and his near-fanatical belief in the benevolent use of the power. Estratology Incorporated. Recent intelligence reveals that Hercule Rudecoeur and his researchers are no closer to learning any of hell's essential secrets. Decoeur serves his purpose. His obsession with hell, his attempt to map it and to catalog its horror help to maintain the public sphere. Data from reality container shows an increase in illegal attempts to reproduce the human tissue lab of new corporeals biologics, officially named service units. New Corp's infamous products are widely referred to as meats. Meats epitomize the relentless perversion of God's creations of human hands. As so with many nightmares, it all started with good intentions. The goal of providing servant machines for the masses was lofty and laudable. But when the meats were introduced into the market, the public was outraged. The meats were twisted parodies of humanity, flesh without souls. Within 6 months, the meats were a moral scandal. When several developed cancer, it was more cost-effective for New Corporeal to discard the entire tissue casing than it was to perform surgery. One hate group began to burn meats in public. The meats were withdrawn from the market and New Corporeals closed. Now, outlaw entrepreneurs seek to revive the technology for use in foreign markets. Such criminal efforts are precisely what transgressions and ARC were formed to combat. We had an inter-office Hola conference call from the Imperator today. The Imperator discussed the recent actions against the CFF. Solux pointed out that the CFF was still operating. The sweep had failed to net Aaron Burr, and that an even greater effort must be made. The entire performance was classic Solux. It reminded me of the Imperator's ascension to power, when Solux would inspire tens of thousands of people at mass rallies, saying things that would make the crowd leap to its feet and roar its devotion. When Solux finally ascended to power, it was as if Earth had become a new planet. People were sick of how society had crumbled into a crime-ridden, godless, free-fire zone. The Hand of God proved an apt name because that was the way Solux promised to administrate justice, as if enacted by the Lord himself. And it has come to pass. When Parallax Entertainment's breakthrough decking technologies permitted the company to create a home entertainment system that provided a direct interface between the user's nervous system and the machine's software, the result was the ActiDeck. ActiDeck programs plunge the users into virtual reality worlds for a price. Anything was possible, but the price proved to be steep. The Parallax ad campaign had claimed that the direct interface between nervous system and circuitry allowed the player to change the machine. What they didn't know or weren't telling was that the machine was changing us. When details of the parallax effect broke, the public outrage was intense. The issue dovetailed perfectly with the Hand of God's plan for seizing power and was a significant tool in their campaign against technology. Parallax Code. The Parallax Code is a highly secret series of computer code modules that made cyberspace a reality. To my knowledge, the source code for Parallax has never been discovered.
And there they are, Gideon Ashanti and Rachel Brock, fugitives from a system they served with faith and ardor. Once pure and righteous, now expelled and hunted.
What the hell? How'd this guy make us? His write-up doesn't have him a looker.
Mystery to me, hon. Give it, Professor. How do you know who we are?
I could ask the same question, you know. If the transgressor's office knows of this location...
Feel free to panic, they know about it. They're just waiting till it's your turn to be the scrub of the month. Don't kid yourself. You're like everybody else, living at the whim of the hand.
We track what happens in places like reality containment. When the hand orders 2 ARC investigators scrubbed, that's news in the underground.
So you know us. That just makes things easier. You know we're not working for ARC.
Quite so. Very well. I am listening, then.
Ms. O'Connor was killed the same night the scrub team came for us.
I know that, Miss Brock. She was murdered while she slept, killed by the people you used to work for.
Believe it or not, we're trying to find out why Deirdre O'Connor and 5 other people were scrubbed on the night we were attacked. If we can establish some connection between the victims, it might help us to clear ourselves.
There's no mystery here. Deirdre, along with another scholar, Wickersham Dodge, worked European and Asian black markets for virtual realities. She was good, too. She'd just picked up a dozen Dreamscape realities in Istanbul. But at the same time, the Istanbul foray was reckless. She was reckless. We knew the hand was watching, that virtual media dealing in part with a legitimate religion could risk bringing the authorities down on us. She didn't care. It was as though she thought she couldn't die. She was an unusually physical one. I suppose she thought she could fight her way out of any problem.
She was combat trained?
Not that I know of. But if she was, she would have been fearsome. She was, as I said, quite physical. Over 6 feet tall, quite athletic. But I know little about her past. You should speak with David. He's a novice here who worked as her assistant. Yes, I speak Latin and several other languages fluently.
We could have a use for that. The hand indulges in Latinate phrasing for much of its encryption.
I know, yes, I know. And you need a translator. But my services are not without fee. I have a job that requires someone with your skills.
What skills, Professor?
Skills that allowed you to evade a scrub team.
Don't ask us for a replay, Professor. Adrenaline kicked in. Reflexes took over, and we got really lucky. We're not mercs, if that's your angle.
What I have in mind is much safer. A simple breaking and entering. There's an antiquities collector named Blystock who lives in a penthouse near L'Enfant Plaza. He has an 18th century manuscript, the Blaze Parchment, that we must examine. I see what you're thinking. The Gnostics don't usually resort to thievery, but Blystock obtained the parchment illegally. It was supposed to have been included in a secret auction in an exurban slum outside Jakarta. I was there to bid on it, but it never came up for sale. I learned later that Blystock had stolen the parchment en route to Jakarta.
Blaze parchment? This is familiar. We've come across this before.
Blaze was a scientist and philosopher, much at odds with the Enlightenment world in which he lived. Blaze's visionary work is said to have presupposed the essential structures of cyberspace. Unfortunately, his work was never published. Only this original copy remains. We must examine it. If you want my service as a translator, I'll have your service as a thief. Bring me the Blaze parchment and I'll help you.
Excuse me, not to intrude, but did I hear Professor Coronary say you were going to retrieve the Blaze parchment from Blystock's clutches? Oh, I hope that's true. It would be a start to your redeeming yourselves for your ARC service.
You can shove redemption, Bookworm. We'll settle for survival. Relax, Bookworm. We spoke to Coronary. I wouldn't say we're welcome guests, but he knows we're not here to trash the place.
We're trying to discover why O'Connor was scrubbed. Any ideas?
She was, she was a Trodehead. She could jack into cyberspace. Oh, she had a deck that she claimed to have jury-rigged. She was very good, too. Knew her way around. She, used to work for the Sustenance Authority until she, well, as she put it, edge-surfed out of transglobe culture.
That computes, Gid.
I suppose so. In a limited sense, it does. O'Connor was a natural target. So was an eschatologist like Schönbrunn. And O'Leary owned to speak with Sinn Féin affiliations. But I still don't see the link between us and these subverts.
Is this where O'Connor worked? You can tell us, boy. We're on the same side. Sort of.
There's nothing to search for now. Nothing to learn here. She was going to teach me so many things. How to fly in cyberspace, and how to explore the virtual in search of the real. Now she's dead. It's too late.
Maybe not, son. There might be something. Her decking unit, for instance?
Your goons got that when they killed her. It's probably tagged and collecting dust in some Pentagon sub-basement. Forget about it. You can't search her desk until Professor Coronary tells me I have to let you.
Let's just knock this runt over.
I'm inclined to agree, Rach, but we're already wanted. Any violence, and Coronary could turn us in. Hell, he may do that anyway. Giving us to the hand would certainly buy him a lot of goodwill with transgressions.
If you're with transgressions or art, you've come to the wrong place. I won't sing to the people who killed my friend. You can kill me before I do that.
Strong claim to be making to strangers, pal. If we were from transgressions, we'd take you up on that. But we're not the Heat.
Right now, I'm not doing a whole hell of a lot because my partner was killed. I'm just going through some of the data she was working with. Dee and I maintained and monitored covert hookups with international networks and bulletin boards. Not an easy job with ARC programmers raiding the boards looking for unauthorized hooks they can trace to their source.
Yeah, we're familiar with their ops. They trace the origin of the link and then they send the stormtroopers in. What were you searching for?
We were pushing the edge. Dee insisted we not play it safe. We were trying to score cyberspace decks from the European black market. Not easy since Europe's well within the hand's grasp.
No wonder O'Connor got whacked. ARC's got knuckles all over the continent. Only hope of scoring a deck is to launder it through a third party in the Mideast or Russia.
Why not ask her for that information?
What are you talking about? She's dead.
Yes, but she lives on, courtesy of her own handiwork. She spent months on this. Wouldn't tell me how she did it. And I haven't been able to crack the source code yet. How she did this with current technology is a mystery to me.
So what is it?
She programmed a source code that simulates her own personality, which is impressive enough. But then she also digitized her own voice, enunciating English language phonemes, and wrote programming routines that compose the phonemes into words on the fly. Amazing stuff. I don't know where she learned how to do this.
You're saying we can talk to her?
There's no visual output yet, but listen here.
Hey, Wick, what's booting your system?
There's some people here asking about you and about our work.
I assume they're legit. You gotta watch who you face with, Wix. You're too trusting.
This is strange. We're talking to a dead person.
Yeah, freaking scrub teams wasted my proto. But the essential Deidre is powered up and online. This has the potential to blow away an anti-deck interface.
So now what? We just asked this computer why O'Connor was killed?
Why not? Deirdre, can you shed any light on why the Hand chose now to kill you?
Hand need a reason to whack a techno-anarchist, post-humanist, entrepreneurial, free spirit obsessed with actuating the transhuman?
That punk Daniel won't let us look at this list.
Have you come to join the League?
Not quite. We're hoping that the League can join us. We've got some serious problems that need psionic attention.
You'd better talk to Columbus. He's the founder of the League. We take our lead from him.
Can I help you with something? Are you psionic seeking help using your gifts?
We aren't psionic, and actually, we've come to help you.
I'm not aware that I need any help.
You won't know either until it's too late. The Hand scrub teams don't usually call ahead to check if it's convenient for them to stop by.
You say the Hand wants to kill me. You've got my interest. Keep talking.
No orders have been issued yet, but your activities are giving some high-ups in the Transgressor's office the shakes.
The Hand of God has nothing to fear from us. We aren't political, and we're sworn to never use our powers for gain. I thank you for the warning, however.
Hey, folks, zero in on Kate. She's had that ball moving for close to half an hour. Spatola's put her on an endurance circuit. She's to keep the ball going for as long as she can.
What about you? You're a telepath as well?
I'm not a mover or a looker. I'm a rare one, a synesthete. My perception of sensory data blends so that I perceive one sense in terms of another. Colors taste, sounds are tactile, smells prompt visions, and I can never predict how the senses will sort themselves.
Fascinating. That must be difficult to live with.
Damn straight. I couldn't hold a job. Tried working in a restaurant, but I couldn't take customers' orders. They would ask for burgers and fries, and I would register it visually as big yellow splotches dripping with grease. Tried driving a cab once, but I kept experiencing the road as a taste, and it gagged me so bad I couldn't drive.
You were experiencing the road as a taste?
And it was awful. Tasted like rotted flesh and motor oil. Took days to get that out of my mouth. Well, that was the end of my career as a driver. I was fast-tracking to derelict status before Columbus took me in and taught me mastery over my powers.
Looks like you're working hard.
Columbus pushes us past our endurance and then some, but it's the only way to develop our powers. Talk to him yourself. You'll see. He's in the next room with Susie Toast, who's an ideal example of the work Columbus does here. Columbus had a big effect on her. She's become one of his most trusted assistants. It's almost like a father-daughter relationship between them now. I'm sorry, but speaking with you is distracting me. I'm afraid I'll drop the ball, and I'm working on a new personal endurance record.
I heard what you and Columbus were talking about. You need psionic help?
Looks that way, but from what Columbus was talking about, it doesn't look like we're going to find it here.
Don't be too sure about that. I owe Columbus a great deal. But not all of us are as strict as he is about non-intervention.
So you're volunteering to help us out of this mess with the hand? What's in it for you?
I'm not the one who's going to help you. That would violate my principles as well and cost me Columbus's trust and friendship. No, there's someone else who might help you. Someone who has already fallen from grace. Someone I still might redeem. His name is Splits Magnola. He was a member of the League once, but Splits was a free spirit. He was jazzed on mind surfing. Couldn't resist the touch of another's mind, and he couldn't submit to Columbus's authority.
He read a few minds, big deal. I'd probably do the same thing if I were psionic.
It's not as simple as that. The power is seductive. Splits started out innocently enough. Skim a woman's mind to see if she was interested. Project a scan during a card game to see if anyone was cheating. But it's a small step from there to planting an urge in a woman's mind or looking at somebody's cards through their eyes. Playing all the hands at the table. Making people throw away cards they should have kept. Things like that. Once you're inside, you flash on the brain's unending possibilities. You can't resist exploring. And Splits was careless. Lacked the mastery to be gentle. He would make mistakes. Mistakes that left permanent brain damage.
All right, so Splits is a Rudy, and he got blackballed from your club. Why should we want to hook with a disrep like him? And what's your share in this?
Splits isn't the lost cause Columbus thinks he is. I know him. He isn't evil, just weak.
Know him? You mean you two were lovers? Sorry, girl, we don't have time to run love errands. You want your boyfriend back, you go get him.
Oh, you're a tough one, aren't you? I wouldn't have him back if he wanted me. Sex is different between psionics. We share countless connections. Body entwined with body. Mind pressed hard against mind. I've been inside his head, and I'd never trust him enough to love him. But I know that I can't let him destroy himself. The last we heard of him, he was involved with a gang of psionic psychotics, calling themselves the Menials. They work the black market for empathic resonances in order to fund their drug habits. If you can get him away from the Menials and bring him here, we might be able to save him from himself and gain you a psionic ally.
Maybe we're interested. Where do we find the menials?
They have a dive near the Capital South Station.
And they're dealing in empathics, right? What's their source? They aren't just randomly panning the malls, are they?
All I know is that they're strip mining pure emotion from the patients in a mental hospital. I don't know which hospital. For that matter, it might be a no-name CRISPR. Just keeping the patients alive and scared so the emotions keep coming. The menials have to be stopped. And you can help me.
Why should we?
Because that's my price for helping you with Splits. You bring him here, and I'll see that he helps you. The menials aren't empaths. They don't care about anything, so they have to employ collector units. They call them diggers, to help them harvest emotional energy. If you can bring me one of the diggers, I'm sure I can add a cyber fry to it that will stop them. Help me stop the menials and bring Splits to me. and I'll make certain he helps you. You don't...
We have some questions about Adam Schoenbrunn.
You should speak with Dr. Rue Decour. I'll need his permission to help you.
So then, you arrive unannounced. You have business, I'm certain. You may state it, but be brief.
My partner and I are private investigators. We're looking into the death of one of your employees, Adam Schoenbrunn.
He was murdered by the scrub teams. He was in this very office before the dawn. That's when he liked to work. And a government death squad killed him.
What was a purported crime?
The scrub teams are not burdened by justification. Christie has lodged petitions on my behalf with the transgressor's office, demanding, as his employer, to know the charges. But nothing. They tell me nothing. Schoenbrunn was a strange one. But then I guess anyone obsessed with the ultimate fate usually does appear, well, shall we say, intense. Or a hard worker, though. Cross-disciplinary research, blending extra-numinal vision research with Dante mapping.
Would that get him killed?
It might, I suppose, if the government knew of it. But until Adam's death, only the people working on it knew it existed.
Something else, then. Something not related to his work here.
Or then I would be unable to help. You see, I know very little about him. He was quiet, about his past. I don't believe he had a family.
He and Roach used to drink at a speak called the Interface. That's all I know about him. Doesn't pay to have D-bases of personal information that the hand can appropriate.
You see that we can be of little help. As with all my employees, there is a template of his nervous system on file with Resurrections Unlimited. I believe... Oh, is his body in preservation there, Christie?
It is. We have him on a 6-year retainer. The damage to his heart is more or less reparable. The mortal wound was to his brain, and Resurrections believes it's at least 6 years from treatment.
What is this? You're telling us that this Resurrections outfit brings people back from the dead?
Well, not yet. But they are working on it, huh? Important work, or illegal work. They are a chemical company as, what is the word? As a front for the real business. They are located in Arlington, not far from here. Hell is my business. Should you learn anything of interest about the underworld, I should like to hear it.
I've reservations about cooperating with these two, Hercule. We don't know them from a blood gang. They could knock us and then we'd have a first-hand look at hell.
I refuse to live in fear of being shot by the Hans despots. And I don't believe any more than you do that the government controls the underworld.
We're going to end up in prison, no doubt about it.
We have some questions about Adam Schonbrun.
All I know about Adam is what's in his file. I make it a point not to enter into personal relationships with the research staff. The peculiar thing about him was that Hercule had never heard of him. A number of people said that they knew him, but no one had actually met him or spoken with him.
You weren't suspicious?
Of course we were suspicious, but we're an illegal operation. We have enough of our own secrets. If an employee has something to hide, that's his business. And like I said, people vouched for his work, and we could see he knew what he was doing. He was especially gifted at extracting topographic data from psychologic subtexts of narrative events.
You mean that he was rendering a map of hell based on books and movies with hell as a subject matter?
Subject matter doesn't need to be hell per se. Any story that reveals human understanding of evil, lust, death, hate, or venal sin reveals something about people's subconscious conceptions of hell.
Any idea why the Hand would want him dead?
Yes. Dante mapping's a capital offense. What do you think we do here, tell ghost stories? If the Hand knew he was a mapper, they'd eliminate him. That stuff about permits was just a cover in case you were with the heat, which is why I was hostile to you earlier. We could be next on their list.
About time you two showed up. It's been one long nightmare maintaining the stock with the backup computers. We have to get the main system up, or I can't guarantee that some of our clients' Essence files won't be corrupted.
Wanna come again with that?
Aren't you two here to install the new motherboard on the DIL 3000?
Yeah, what else would we be here for?
Well, then get to it. The data storage chamber is through that door. Be careful. You have to deactivate the security system. But they would have told you how to do that when they ordered the motherboard. Sure, we'll be glad to have that system up and running.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Oh, shit! You're the heat! I knew it! I'm gonna fry! Oh, shit! Look, I'm just a businessman, really. I don't know from morality or ethics. I'm just looking to turn a buck here.
Don't wet your pants, pal. We're ducking the big heater ourselves. Help us out, and we'll pretend we never saw this place.
All right, all right. What do you want to know? He's the reason I'm so jumpy. What happened to him? I figured the hands onto us. They got him while he was sitting in the barber's chair. Apparently his wife shrugged it off as God's will. She actually took comfort that he died as part of something big like a scrub cleanup.
No mystery why they wiped him. If he was poking through this tissue shop with you, he must have been up to his eyebrows in illegal tech. So you came here.
Figured this would be the last place anyone would look for me. I was just trying to score enough to make it overseas. I hooked with Jimmy because he knew the city, because I liked his resume. He'd seen it all, hit it rich, and then lost everything when Mephisto revenged his losses in the commodities market by burning down the Chicago Exchange. Wiped out 3/4 of their records and a lot of fortunes that day.
Yeah, we heard about it.
Jimmy was always vague about his private life. He never wanted to talk about anything that happened more than 5 or 6 years ago. It was almost like those parts of his life didn't matter anymore. One time he opened up, told me about a brother of his who was a fighter for the Citizens Freedom Front.
Where do we find him?
You don't. Apparently he was killed in a CFF action a couple of years ago. That's all Jimmy ever said about it. I could tell. He took it hard. He said it was like part of him died when he lost his brother.
You say he died 2 years ago. You're certain he's dead?
His brother was pretty damn sure about it.
Anything else you can tell us about Henley? Anything peculiar?
Nothing, other than the fact that he was an outlaw. He did have a strange fixation on a Latin phrase, vocabulum est tabula, ominous venere ab genitor. Wore a chain around his neck with that phrase on it. I never figured that out.
Might seem like nothing now, but it could be important later. So what's the scam?
Black market for synthetic tissues is booming. All we need are some genetic data on the meat genome, some salvage from this place, and we can begin production of a commercial biomass.
You pig. Didn't the meat fiasco mean anything to you? You want to bring that back?
No. We aren't looking to grow meats. Too hard to smuggle on shore. We're looking to fabricate organs for the black market. Artificial skin grafts, that kind of stuff.
Mass-produced flesh for an illegal market. Makes flesh and blood just one more commodity. One more item for sale. One more replaceable product.
She's a beauty, huh? I'm gonna smuggle her to Europe. There are collectors there that pay me a fortune for her. That's a near mint condition fecund 8088 birthing unit. Little old, but the tissue's in great shape. They had food stocks and concentrated vitamin compounds stored here. She was able to stay fed through all these years.
That turns my stomach.
Well, her value is entirely as a museum piece at this point. The gestational chamber, amniotic fluid recycler, fetal perceptual stimulator. You can't get parts for this stuff anymore. You're not turning me in, right? You gave me your word you wouldn't turn me in.
We gave you nothing. When we've taken care of our own business, we just might be back for you.
Hey, cut me a break, guys. I'm just trying to make an almost honest living.
This is even creepier than Charles.
I'm surprised at your revulsion, Rachel. Birthing units like this would have liberated women from childbearing.
I am programmed to respond to doubts you may have about the moral dilemmas some find inherent in my existence.
That won't be necessary, 5088. I don't think your pre-programmed arguments will persuade us.
I am a fecund 5088 birthing unit. I am designed to be a superior gestational unit. The fetal chamber is lined with a biocircuitry interweave to constantly monitor fetal respiration, heartbeat, and important growth factors. Options: available sensory throughputs to fetus, soothing sounds and music, comforting visual displays, direct projection of parents' voices into fetal chamber, DAT recordings playable to assist in subliminal environmental orientation.
Enough! Oh, God, this is making me sick.
I merely recite relevant facts pertaining to childbirth.
Simulating the reproductive experience. Not everything can be fabricated in a lab.
The existence of this unit proves otherwise. The essentials of the human reproductive event can and have been substantially improved by...
That's enough, 5088. I'm afraid my partner will pull your plug if you keep it up.
My self-diagnostic indicates intensive, decades-long neglect to primary mechanical units.
You can say that again. The hand put your creators out of business. I'll give them that much.
Meats or the hands rule? Which one's the greater evil? Perverse mockeries of motherhood or tyrants ruling in the name of God? Some choice.
Who are you? You're lucky I've been partying all day or I'd scan all your secrets.
If I even think I feel your drunken presence stumbling through my mind, I'll shoot you full of holes.
Got yourself a killer, Charlie? She must rough your ass up good.
You're disgusting.
Listen, here's the pitch. We're out of Chicago, jobbing for a Yakuza family that's branching out from designer drugs to experiential imprints. Supplies reliable. Got a pair of surgeons in the central clinic giving us access to anesthetized patients.
Menial's got wallet enough, Jack. We're stripping empathics from the loonies in Ariak Asylum over in Foggy Bottom. The nations are paying serious coin, and there's no détente between the Japs and the Redskins. Circuit's overloading, and his braves would have our scalps for dealing with Yakuza. That's that, Jack. You two can leave me to my beer now.
That doesn't work.
Here's the still, kid. Now, you better give us something on Brian Avery, and it better be good.
Oh man, this is perfect, man. Barbara's gonna love this, man. As soon as she comes to.
Now talk.
Sure, man. No problem. What am I talking about?
Brian Avery.
Oh, right. Okay, Brian Avery. Yeah, he got killed.
We know that already. What was he doing around here?
He got stuff. In fact, he was supposed to get us a new holovision. I was all set, man. Put my feet up, had a bag of chips, was just hanging out, getting prepped, resting up. And then I woke up and somebody said he was a goner. Real drag, you know. He was even getting us a set I could use the old remote on and everything.
Is that all?
Well, I don't know. It might work on other things, but it's really made just for holovisions, man.
No, I mean, do you have any other info?
Not really, man.
Come on, Rach. I can tell by the smoke coming out of your ears that it's time to go.
Hey, thanks for the still, man. Feel free to look around or whatever, wherever you want, man.
You sure you don't have a shot of something on you?
I heard what went on next door. You two are pretty resourceful.
When we want to be, when there's something in it for us.
How about now? I could use somebody like you two. I've had my eye on someone for some time. Someone from the other side. It's better than anything I could get around here.
Better than, say, Dolph?
You got it. He's mostly all talk. Anytime I want talk, I'll get an interactive computer game. No, I've had my eye on Drip. Maybe you met him?
He sounds like a real catch.
Don't let the name fool you. Besides, I can smell virgins a mile away. Of course, since he's fresh, he lacks the nerve. What I need is a place away from here where I can make him loosen up. Someplace private.
And if we did help, what could you do for us?
Well, maybe you've noticed Dolph's private little hideaway back there. He's got some things on that system of his that may surprise you.
What kind of things?
Well, if I told you, then I wouldn't be a very good deal maker, now would I? And I don't do anything unless I'm very good at it. Why don't you get me what I'll need, and then we'll talk. Got something for me, I see.
We found the place. We got a key to a friend's apartment. It's relatively safe.
Thanks, sugar. Just what the doctor ordered. Now for your present. As you may have known, Dolph and I have spent quite a bit of time together. Anyway, old Dolph not only thinks a lot of himself, he thinks a lot of it in his sleep. Out loud. And one thing that always comes up is this word. Bloodlet.
What good is that? The name of some archaic parlor game? Listen, we went to a lot of trouble getting this key. What the hell does Bloodnet mean to us?
It means plenty. I'm not risking my own skin just to do in that waste of human tissue. But you two just might be able to take care of this. Use it. Nice working with you. You've given me something sweet to relive for years to come. Nothing like a fresh one to make you realize what it's all about.
I'm gonna have to hit him. Let me hit him, Rach.
You're busted, I hear. Lost your people. Now, who's gonna worship the golden idol Dolph? Besides yourself, I mean.
Electric Sex is a whore. That slut sold me down the river.
Sounds like you were here to do the very same thing.
Hey! I am, not here to babysit. I'm here to look out for the Dolph and no one else.
What about your people?
My people. That is such bullshit. They're all out for themselves. I have, had it with these losers. I can do a lot better.
The word's spreading like wildfire about Dolph. Yeah, hard to believe he was working for the Hand.
Who cares about that? He cheated on me. I heard that Electric Sex let the password on his computer slip out. We were supposed to be dating, and he's got something going with Electric Sex. Is that all guys want? Isn't pleasant company and a trusting relationship worth anything?
Hey babe, you're not gonna let this get in the way of loving the Dolphinator, are you?
Gang life's not all it's cracked up to be, huh?
I hope the Deadlies kick you out of this city, you conceited creep. Maybe my mother was right. Maybe I should give up gang life. I gotta leave here for a while and sort things out. It's too strange here.
Looks like you got your wish, Modesta. Van Itty's down.
And out, beyond your wildest dreams. The skeleton he was hiding was so big, it needed a walk-in closet. He was a snitch for the Hand.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't think you understand. I'm saddened about it all. I mean, there was still hope for Dolph. He's young, he still could have redeemed himself. But now, well, who would have suspected? It's so sad, but none of us expected something of this seriousness, this magnitude, this kind of terrible, colossal secret that's going to ruin him forever, that's going to destroy him so thoroughly, leave him powerless and alone and...
Oh, can I hit him now, Rach, please?
One more minute. He's got to tell us about Brian Avery. Try and get through it without saying sorry, and I won't let him hit you. Now, start with a physical description.
Okay, he was about my height, about my weight, but a little younger.
Wait a minute. Brian Avery was younger than you?
Oh, yes, he was only 17.
Shit. I should have known. He's way too young to have been on that list with the others. He's a friggin' red herring.
I'm sorry. You didn't know he was so young? I guess I should have told you. Sorry.
He said it twice, Rach.
All right, but just this once.
I promise.
You hit me.
We have the digger you wanted, and we've learned that the menials are working Ariok Asylum.
You've decided to help me then. I'm so relieved. This is a psionic distorter, a cyberfry. It creates a distortion effect in a radius of 200 yards, causing intense psionic feedback along any external cerebral circuit.
Cut to the chase, girlie.
It will fry the menials' brains like a large order of fries. They won't be able to harm the inmates at Ariok anymore. And I'll have done it without using my powers against anyone.
What good does that do? It's only one gang, one hospital. There are others.
It's just a start, Rachel. But it's a good start.
Well, looky here. My people used to say that evil spirits walk the earth at night.
Well then, your ancestors must be real proud of you. Those your henchmen out there, sucking these people dry. You're Phyllis dancing till daybreak, right? Looks like you're the evil spirit now, lady.
It's something to see, isn't it? My people, hard at work, mining the white men for natural resources. The Great Spirit has brought us full circle.
Yeah, either that or you're a common, run-of-the-mill sociopath.
What do you mean, your people? The menials look like a bunch of white trash to me, not Indians.
I know exactly how to use this scum. They are an evil I completely control. Besides, I am a ghost dancer. We are impervious.
Bullets bounce off you, right?
Yes. Something like that.
And you have no qualms about messing with people's souls the way you're doing here?
None. Perhaps you prefer that I simply slit their pale throats. I've done that too. But I find it more satisfying to leave them wandering, soulless. The same way your people left my ancestors wandering the sparse confinement of the reservation. That's the thing about whites. You feel no responsibility toward your ancestors. I honor mine and take pleasure in revenge.
Not to mention a healthy profit.
You think I care for the white man's money? My wampum comes to me in the currency of bloody, soul-shattering retribution. I plan to devour them. I'm going to take their money from them. Their feelings, their emotions, their souls.
That must be how you got your name, huh? Phyllis dancing till daybreak, because you're such a happy sort?
Do not mock me, demon, or it will be your blood dripping from my chin.
That would be chins. And don't kid yourself, Tubby. People like you are only tough enough when it comes to beating up wrecked people they find in asylums. You mess with us, it's gonna be your own blood you're tasting.
My. All this talk of blood has my taste buds tingling. Are you really feeling all that lucky?
Visitors to our humble institution, make yourselves at home. How might we help you? A parent or relative you wish to have committed?
Can the sales pitch clap? We're facing for a megacorp in Manhattan that needs a few hundred terabytes of pure existential fear and sex drive. Can you harvest something like that from this dump?
Pump up the boys on runners and work them for a few days straight. They can fill any order, especially fear. There's plenty of fear here. Who the hell did you say you're working for anyhow?
Megacorp in Manhattan.
Take a look in the next room, and you tell me if your bugger-happy paymasters in New York can drill brain shafts like a menial. You know how to queer a deal, Yank. Splits wasn't really a menial. Although he partied with us and went psionic wilding a few times. He lost his nerve, though. When we showed him this mining gig, he took a powder on us and made off with a multi-terabyte D-base of empathic data that's worth millions. Don't know where he thinks he's going with it or who the hell he's selling it to. He'll just walk into a pawn shop with 6 terabytes of illegal emotions.
So you're after this Splits guy?
I don't care if Splits washes up in a trash heap along the Potomac, but I want that D-base back. And I've hired a gun from the Midwest, calls himself Milwaukee Jack, to track Splits until he's stupid enough to flash that D-base, and then the Jack is going to do him.
Splits must be pretty paranoid if he's running from you. How's Jack gonna evade Splits' mind scans?
The Mill Jack psionic as well. Better than Splits too. He won't even see it coming. Splits thinks his powers make him safe, so he drinks in the same bar every night, a speak called Fitzgerald's.
Fitzgerald's? I know that place. It's over near L'Enfant Plaza.
How do you mine the empathics?
That's right. Pump me for information so you can rip off our tech. Not that you'd be able to dupe it or have size ace enough to pull it off.
Didn't ask you for how to. Just checking that your action backs up your talk.
Right. If we could do it better than New York, we must be lying. The secret's in the power of the menials and the efficiency of the diggers. A mind link isn't simple, right? A brain's not just some freaking computer. It takes countless parallel neural transfers to create the simplest images or concepts.
So it's a complex job.
Yeah, it's a complex job. No two brain structures are alike, either. Mining the empathics would take too bloody long for Sire to prep each dig. Luckily, the nations had some genius tech come up with the diggers. You program them for specific neural energies, and the diggers channel the Sire's power to where you can start mining. Go on, look about. You think those wankers in New York can match our act? Not bloody likely.
Don't fight it now, girl. Don't fight it. Give me something pleasant.
Love, mother, father, warm, wet, carry, womb, die for you, red, mommy, daddy, oh.
That's it, girl. Slight change now.
Hey, get a load of this. These old bitches are a mother load, man. The guilt, sex, vague dissatisfaction, hormonal roller coaster.
Looks like you're in this for more than the money.
Better than any Halavid, man. It's real, man.
Real pathetic.
Hey, you gonna let me suck this basket case dry, or you gonna be my next drain?
Go right ahead. You say you make out pretty good on these?
You kidding? Some accountant somewhere will pay enough for a smut bit to keep me living like a freaking hand legislator for a month. And the best thing is, once they start getting a taste they crave, the hotter stuff. Yeah, I heard that already, baby. Open up. Listen, I'm gonna have to work this one harder than I expected. Get lost.
They won't take it.
What the hell are we doing in this tunnel? It hurts my eyes. What the hell? Ah! The pain! My brain's coming out through my ears! Help me! Oh, God, help me!
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you.
It's hopeless, Rach. It's like she's been condemned to hell forever.
Few people are ever given the chance to sleep in the beds lining this musty, rat-infested room, where the walls seem pockmarked from the... Few people are ever given the chance to sleep in the beds lining this musty, rat-infested room, where the walls seem pockmarked from the searing agonies of the residents, past and present, and the weird thing that looks like an electric chair seems permanently galvanized from those sounds, too.
You two fight fans, huh? Here to watch the fights.
You two ever see the cross-species slugfest in Natchez, Mississippi? Woo-wee! I'm talking cyber ant bears taking on rabid wolf packs, rams with explosive charged horns, humans fighting mammals of all shapes and sizes.
Good game, eh?
We're not sports fans.
Something on your mind, folks? I'm trying to relax. I'm kinda tense.
You're split.
Hold it, Daddy. I'm glimpsing your short-term memory, and I'm glomming on Suzanne P. Toast, who's only the most psycho bitch I've ever met, except for maybe my morphine-crazed mother. Whatever you're pushing, if it's got Susie involved, I ain't interested.
Stay out of my head, you damn Cy. Susie and Columbus said you got your kicks from screwing with people's heads.
Yeah, like Saint Susie would never do something like that. Don't speak. Think. Just think it and I'll hear it. But nobody else will. I gotta be a little careful these days.
What are you saying, Splits?
Just saying that toaster pastry's got her dark spots like everyone else. What do you want? You can't really be here just 'cause of Susie.
Actually, we're here to warn you about a gun your old pals from the menials have contracted to kill you. He's sitting over there. Goes by the name of Milwaukee Jack.
Damn, I'm not packing. You two are gonna have to help me. There's a shotgun hanging over the bar. I don't have to move to levitate and fire it, but he might get hot to my play. Throwing up a shield around your thoughts is one thing, but cloaking a telepathy is something else. I might manage it, but I might not. And then the Jack there will blow my head off. If you two can create a diversion, I'll be able to get a jump on him.
Diversion? Like what?
Who cares? Anything, so long as it's something big. Make it something that'll involve the losers in this place. Something that will create an emotional response. What we call a psychic event. Hopefully, that'll confuse him long enough for me to cash his chips.
Ah!
The checkerboard floor comprises a virtual sobriety test for the patrons of this upper middle class speak. They rarely notice it though, as they are too busy slumming by watching.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. We have the...
Well, look.
Pump. Oh, there.
Make it.
Take. You. Oh. The.
How? Didn't.
Right.
So it's.
Yeah. Go.
We have... You've decided... Cut to... It will... What good does... It's...
Yeah. Not...
You...
That...
Pump. Oh, there.
Megacore.
Take. You.
So you're...
On.
How do you... Didn't ask?
Right.
So it's a...
Yeah. Go.
I can't give this thing away.
What the hell are we doing in this? What the hell are we doing?
That doesn't work. I can't give this thing away. I can't give this thing away.
Do not mock me, demon, or it will be your blood dripping from my chin.
Ah! What the bloody hell have you done? I'm bleeding up my nostrils, for God's sake. You've maimed me, you've ruined me. Ah!
Good game, eh?
We're not sports fans.
Something on your mind, folks? I'm trying to relax. I'm kinda tense. Something on your mind?
You're split. Stay out of my head, you...
What do you... Just... Actually...
Damn.
Divert...
Who cares? Nice work. Maybe this'll back the menials off for a while. Man, Fitzgerald's gonna want to kill me when he sees what you did to the vid.
Okay, Splits. We helped you wipe out the Jack. You owe us.
Don't get pushy, sweetie. I sincerely appreciate the save, but don't think I couldn't have handled Milwaukee here without your help. I'll come with you, as long as you take me to Susie Toast. I can't have that frail sending people after me.
What is it with you two? Susie seemed disgusted with you.
Disgusted because she doesn't have her hooks in me.
You could do worse than Susie Toast, Splits.
Just take my word for it. She's bad news. I'll go with you, but only if you agree to take me to the league so that I can case close that woman. Then we'll see about my helping you. You ready to shoot? Let's do it. Game's up, Susie. I scanned these two once they mentioned your name. They think you don't want me back, but I know better. Rachel here thinks you're pathetic. I agree with her, by the way. And old Gideon likes the look of your legs. I agree with him, too, although your ankles look a little heavier. While I was in their heads, I noticed massive cortex scarring and memory overlays. They're holding something out on you. You should scan them, but then you don't pierce the skull. I forgot. Sorry. Doing a nice job blocking my scans, though.
My thoughts are my own. I got involved because I want to help you. When I learned you were running with the menials, how low can you fall, Splits?
Every jack strikes a bad bargain in his life. I bolted the menials when I flashed on their ARP and Arioch. Managed to finger a D-base that should stake me for years. Interested in a vacation? Thailand's indoor beaches sound good to me.
You owe us your life, Magnola. Now we need your help.
I didn't ask you kids to get involved. I had Milwaukee Jack pegged and scanned. I knew his motives, his moves, his mother's maiden name. I'd have made Susie Toast out of him, and I'd have done it without blowing Fitzgerald's vid. Sorry, guys, but I don't do pro bono joints.
I've had enough.
Huh? Susie?
I'm more powerful than before, Splits.
Get out of my head.
I'll show you the errors
You want to fight, girl?
of your way.
'Cause I'll singe your synapses.
You can't stop.
Fry you as soon as I find you.
I've been preparing this for months.
Hey, get out of there!
Preparing to introduce new young banks into your
Christ, that hurts!
eidetic studio.
Stop it, Susie. I sense what you're doing, child, and I will not let it stand.
Can't stop me. Neuron flow accessed.
You'll make me a cripple.
Image bundles integrating. Only need a few seconds.
Can't stop you, child. Absorb your force.
Make you love me.
Gonna kill somebody.
Mine's
Colliding.
Look out! Susie, no!
Make you over. You will love me. You will love me. You will love me. You will love me.
Oh, shit. There's nothing.
I've always loved you, Susie.
Gideon, what just happened? Why do I have a headache and what's with these three?
Excess psychic discharge. Their minds just came together. Hard.
Nothing. Nothing there. My whole life, just a nothing that smells like whiskey.
Columbus? Do you... what I felt?
There are no secrets when minds collide, Rachel. Apparently, Susie has more feelings for Splits than she was admitting to. You're out of the league, Susie. You were attempting to cripple Splits, to force false memories and images into his mind to make him love you. After all of our work, all of this time, only to have you seduced by the power.
But you said that you loved me.
False projection. I was alarmed, concerned that both of you would be killed. You've ruined what we had here, Susie. You have 2 hours to vacate your chambers.
Crazy bitch. Almost killed me. You two still want a psionic? I'm yours. Maybe it's time I use these powers for something worthwhile. So long, Susie. Try not to blow your circuits.
All wrong. This is all wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong.
I'm sorry for that scene with Susie. I feel very protective of her.
And you've obviously got a problem with this Splits fellow.
Splits is a potent psionic, but he's morally weak and lacks discipline. He abused his gift and chose those demons in the menials over the League, and he did his best to drag Susie into ruin with him. I don't know what that girl sees in him. What could make her love someone like that?
Blimey, didn't hear you come in. I got lost in these old texts here. Fascinating stuff. Are you Ashanti and Brock then?
You got it, Ace. How'd you know?
I've got to keep abreast of everyone on the demon trail. I figured we'd meet up sooner or later. Well, what can I do for you then?
We thought maybe you could give us a hand. We're trying to track down why the Hand wants us dead. The trail seems to keep leading back to demons, like Mr. Beautiful, for instance.
Blimey, now there's a bugger I'd like to bag. I've been working on him for years. I got dreams of mounting his head on my wall.
We know what you mean. Are they all like that?
Essentially, yeah. It's a question of degrees, though. Some are a bit more approachable. A guy I'm working on now, for instance. Fella name of Asmodeus. You can walk right into his hell front and chat up a storm with him. Sleazy bugger, though.
Tell us about this Asmodeus. You think we could get into hell through him?
Lord, I imagine he'd take you there in an instant. He's always recruiting people for his film projects. Bugger makes snuff films involving humans and demons. Even a few beasties thrown in for good measure. Ghastly creature, as bad as any of them. Well, maybe not quite as bright as Beautiful, though. Well, in fact, well, now, I can't ask you to do that.
Try us.
Well, it just occurred to me that you two would have the perfect in. See, now the way to get to him was to have him recruit you for a film. See, now he knows me. Now don't think my scarred old frame is exactly his cup of tea anyway. But you two, well, it just might work.
What's your plan?
Well, the first step is to track him. Moves his operation around a lot, he does. But I'm following some leads to his whereabouts. Once I find him, I've got a device guaranteed to take him out. And his hell pit with him. Only thing is, you'd have to get there first. And then, of course, well, there's the little trick of getting out again.
We're willing to try.
He's operating out of some abandoned storefront near Union Station. All right, then. Once you get to hell, you've got to hide this device and get out quick. Now, it's on a timer. Activated the minute you engage the suction device. You'll have about 10 minutes.
Standard palm heat activation of the suction device?
That's right. Oh, you're familiar with these little gizmos?
No, I mean, yes, I guess. To tell you the truth, I never saw one before. I don't think.
How did you know?
I don't know.
No bother. You're aware, that's the main thing. That's all there is to it. Then you activate your fannies out of there. I'll station myself across the way where I can see into his shop. I'll bring along my blaster in case things get dicey while you're still on Earth. Won't be much help if you run into trouble while you're, down under, so to speak. Now, good luck to you then.
Hi there, gorgeous. Wanna be in pictures? Haven't chosen my co-star yet.
Well, as a matter of fact, I am looking for...
I wasn't talking to you, Beefcake. I'm addressing this lovely young lady here.
Listen, it comes down to this. We're looking to make some good money, fast. Can you use both of us?
At the same time, in fact. Use and abuse. You folks look pretty hard up, and that comes in handy around here. But you also got to be versatile. That's the name of the game here, sugar.
And what does that entail?
Exactly. Tails, hooves, horns, you name it.
Wait a minute. I thought this was just straight smut.
Oh, relax, darling. They're just like us, except they don't go hiding what they're all about. They are lust, sugar. The real thing. Drooling, snarling, cloven, hopped up flesh hounds.
Hey, Rach, do we really know what we're getting into here?
Oh, it's not that bad. Asmodeus pays great money. But on the other hand, none of these fiends has ever even seen bathwater. Then there's the potbellies, the molting, the belching. Come on, sugar. Take a walk with me on the dark side.
Hello there, I'm Ruderkind. You're new. What's your name?
Rachel, and this is Gideon.
Hello, Mistress Rachel. Master Gideon, may I serve you?
No thanks. We can't talk. We're here to do a little business.
I'm in the business. 10 years, yet my days were never happier than these last 3 in which I've had the pleasure of serving Mistress Corinda.
How nice for you.
Oh, I've had an illustrious career. Would you like to hear the highlights? I started at the very bottom. It was nothing like the level of prestige I've achieved now. I started just fetching towels for the lead in No Man's Servant. Now I'm strictly in the service of Mistress Corinda, But I'm sure that something could be arranged now that you're with us. I'll check on it.
Well, that's really not what...
No, I'll ask, and I'll put in a good word for you. Don't be nervous. I'm sure you'll be just fine.
Well, look what the cat dragged in, and dressed so fashionably. You gotta love that about young people. What do you? You wanna be stars? You wanna see yourselves up on the big screen? Is that it? Speak to me, baby. I want it on the set.
Well, my friend here and I...
Whoa, baby, slow down. This side of beef is part of your package? Give it to me straight. What's the deal? What's the skinny? Where's your representation? Who you with? What do you?
We're looking for work.
Whoa! No shit, Sherlock. Everybody comes in here is looking for work. Everybody wants to be a star. Asmodeus, they say to me. Asmo, baby, I'm hot. But really, they don't know hot. You know what I mean? Little industry humor there. No, seriously, what kind of experience you got?
Well...
That's okay, baby. Don't worry about it. I can just tell by looking at you that you're good. You got good bone structure, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm gonna have to audition you. Why don't you just have a seat on the couch here with me for a while your boyfriend hits the pavement?
Both of us, or no deal.
You two are killing me. All right. Don't worry about it. The effects department can take care of it. Let's go down to the set and see what you're made of. I got a plot going I could use you two in. Standard contract, don't worry about it. We'll work out the fine print later, no problem. You game? Fabulous! Let's go down to the set and see how you emote. That's an acting term, huh? All right. Don't touch anything on the set, and don't let any of this spook you. These people are all professional actors, huh?
Oh my God.
Hey, take it easy, baby. It's all effects. Trust me, they don't feel a thing. It's like falling off a log. Let me just go talk to this one actor over here. He's hamming it up, doesn't want to do his part the way it's written. You know, some performers you just gotta stroke all the time. Pamper, stroke, pamper, stroke. That's all I do around here. Be right back, baby.
You got the device? Where should we put it?
I don't know. Is that his director's chair? Let's put it under there.
Hurry, he's coming back.
Hey, you're looking beautiful, baby. Hey, Beefcake, I told you, don't touch nothing on the set. Now, let me set the scene for you. Being this is your first part, I'm gonna give you something easy. I just want you to show me some pain. Got it? We'll work our way up to agony and misery later. For now, just give me pain, okay? Play around with it, see what you come up with. Then, get a little drunk and you'll land in jail. Gaffer, get a grip. You gotta look for the union label. All's well that ends well. Swell, swell, lights, camera, interaction.
What's going on? He's talking to us like we're not here.
It's like he's shorting out or something. Did you place the device?
No, he came back too quick, but...
Hey, where are we?
Looks like nowhere.
Maybe it's purgatory.
Man, where the hell are we?
Well, I found you two in here hooked up to these bloody machines. Asmodeus watching over you. I saw him hook you up through the window and I didn't like the look of things. I got a good shot off and down he went. Fell over like a bull elephant hit with a trank shot.
Yeah, he was acting weird in hell. He just started jerking and stuttering.
Now it makes sense. Look at him. He's an android.
Was an android. Whatever he was, you sure took him out, Sterling. Man, I hope I never get on your wrong side. What kind of a gun are you using, a bazooka?
You only get one shot with a demon. Better make it a good one.
But what did you do to disrupt his system? And how come that made the whole place go kaflooey?
Got some weird news for you, mates. I don't think you were in hell. I mean, I found you unconscious hooked up to these little gizmos here.
What? Hooked up to these decks? Impossible.
Wait a minute, Gid. This is beginning to make sense. The android, the whole place shaken up. The message just appearing in midair like that.
Blimey. You mean hell was virtual? No, whoa. Oh, it's too incredible.
You said yourself Asmodeus was already short-circuiting when you got here. Somebody got into the system and planted a bug so it would crash. That same person sent us that message.
You know, I think you might be onto something, Rach. Unbelievable. All these years. Hell. Virtual. What a scam.
But who else knew? Who sent us that message?
I think we better get to Dante's and find out.
Absolutely incredible. A bloody government. Look, now let me know what you find out. I've got to get back to my place. Now this changes everything. Except how dangerous the bloody hand is.
We better take one of these decks with us. Dante can help us figure this whole thing out, and whoever this mystery person is.
Yeah, well, watch your backs, mates. You now know what may be the most dangerous information you could possibly know.
You do too. But at least, now we know who our real enemies are. The Hand.
The Hand it is. I'm gonna have to get myself a bigger gun. Go carefully, mates.
Dante, we've had a break.
No kidding. I'm networking with a deep throat who claims he's hacking from within the Pentagon. He says he's been in contact with you. What's the story?
Something big. Could change everything we know about hell.
It locked up. We were in a hell pit run by a demon called Asmodeus. The whole thing, everything except for us, locked up. And this deep throat contacted us in flaming letters.
What? A lockup? Get quality assurance on the line. Bug-free, they said it was.
Locked up? What's that? You're babbling.
Because it's extraordinary. An unprecedented violation of physical laws. What did Deep Throat tell you? We must contact him.
He said the psycho pumps are really wireless decking units, that you can access hell at will. He left an address. Garage? What does that mean? What is this? Decks? Addresses?
I wouldn't know anything about decks. I'm just an old man with sore joints and bad eyesight.
I've got some guesses, but only Deep Throat can tell us what really happened.
Oh, shit. I think I get it. Oh, man.
What are you thinking, Gid?
I'm thinking that hell may not be real at all, that it's an enormous, complex virtual reality, that all these years of terror and suffering were founded on a lie.
Well, that's my past, damn it. Can't an old man be left to die in peace?
Oh, man. They didn't. Don't tell me. They outlawed the stuff and kept it all to themselves.
They could be even more powerful than we thought.
More vulnerable, too. Damn, they made fools of us, Rachel. Reality containment's a colossal joke if Deep Throat tells us what I think he will.
What'd you say? Oh, time to eat. Oh, good. Them refried beans and pan-fried quails went right to my toes.
You came. I was counting on you being desperate enough to chance it.
Oh, we're here, all right. When a hell pit locks up like a fracker's shanty, we get real curious. Speaking of jury-rigged environments, what's the story with this place?
Forgive the incomplete nature of the area. It betrays my haste in fashioning it. I devoted most of my efforts to cloaking this well from hand detection.
Doesn't matter. We're obviously not here to talk about the place, no matter how weird it is.
I've been following your activities as best I can by monitoring the ARC online chatter. I only meant to contact you. Causing Asmodeus's hell pit to lock up was an unexpected side effect. I know that you've been framed, but I don't know why. I also know that you've taken up with the Citizens' Freedom Front.
Yeah, we know what we've been doing. What about hell?
It is the greatest lie in human history, Rachel. Your boyfriend's got it right. It's all computer-generated. You see, from the beginning, the Hand knew that fear was its greatest weapon. They spent billions of dollars tapping into centuries of fear and superstition, humankind's tribal horrors and primal fears. The military and the CIA had already stockpiled immense research on the subject, and trans-global CEOs and ambitious secular politicians willingly backed the Hand. They were confident they could share in the Hand's rule of the country. But once the gates of hell opened, Solix swept all non-believers from power. Those were the first nights of the scrub teams. The first nights of many.
So hell is a computer program. No one is damned then?
Oh, no. Oh, no. People are damned. They're hurt. The burning is in the mind, but that makes it no less real. Oh, no. The only thing not virtual here is the pain and the death. The death is real.
This changes everything. There's so much we have to ask you.
Not now. I'll contact you again. I will be your deep throat. Keep in touch with Dante. I'll contact him when I need to speak with you.
The crackling old parchment of this ancient text is rolled around a metallic spool.
Ah, the blaze parchment. Well done, well done. I assure you that when we have finished with it, we will see it placed somewhere where it will be appreciated.
Hey, live it up, Prof. And don't forget your side of the bargain.
I stand by my word. You see before you a translator.
We're hoping you can translate this Latin phrase for us. We've written it down for you.
Of course. Let me see. Vocabulum est quere, ominus venire abgenitum. Well, the Latin is poor, but it roughly translates something like, the word is get, and all comes from the Father. Acquire means to get, you know, a verb meaning to acquire.
The word get. Not much of a clue. You're the brainy puzzle solver in this relationship. Getting any ideas?
Not yet, but I will.
We're hoping you can translate this Latin phrase for us. We've written it down for you.
Of course. Let me see it. Vocabulum est tabula, ominus venire abgenitor. The Latin is poor, but it reads, the word is slate, and all comes from the Father. The key word here seems to be tabula, which translates to slate.
The word slate. Not much of a clue.
Still, it's a clue, my brainy beau. It's something to go on.
I didn't say it was nothing, just that it wasn't much.
We're hoping you can translate this Latin phrase for us. We've written it down for you.
Of course. Let me see it. Vocabulum est grale, ominus venire abgenitor. The Latin is poor, but it reads, the word is grale, and all comes from the Father. The key word here seems to be grale, which translates to stilts. A rather unlikely message.
The word stilts. Not much of a clue.
Really? Gee, it seems obvious to me.
Mm-hmm. The answer will be obvious when we're done with it.
The two of us have been repeatedly sharing the same nightmares. And after every one of them, we wake up screaming and with the same Latin sentence on our lips. Vocabulum est cirrus. Ominus venire ob genitor. Can you translate that for us?
Of course. Quite easy. The Latin is poor, but it translates to the word is late, and all comes from the Father. The key word here seems to be late. Does this mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't. Not yet, at least. But it could be the start of something.
The only reason I'm letting you search this desk is because Professor Coronary allows it. Don't think I'm forgiving you for what happened to Dee. Someday your kind will pay for what they did.
Yes, I speak Latin and several other languages fluently.
We're hoping you can translate this Latin phrase for us. We've written it down for you.
Of course. Let me see. The Latin is poor, but it reads vocabulum est janua, ominus venere ab genitor. The word is gate, and all comes from the Father. The key word here is janua, which is Latin for gate.
The word gate. Not much of a clue.
But enough? You've done more with less.
Oh, I'll figure it out. Give me time, and I'll figure it out. I just hope we have enough time. So, after all of this, we're left with a big goose egg. Each of the murder victims, and Rach and I, had a preoccupation with basically the same Latin sentence, the only differences being individual words that are next to meaningless and don't seem to fit together.
You're saying we've flatlined, run a dead end?
Hope is not lost. I've been giving this matter with the Latin words some thought, and I may have the answer.
These words mean something to you, Coronary?
Something about the presentation suggests a code I'm familiar with. Keep in mind, a large part of a Gnostic's work is deciphering obscure texts and breaking ice systems. Now follow me on this. The first part of the statement introduces a word. That's plain enough. But what about the second? Why the mention of all things coming from the Father? What things? Whose Father?
Who cares? Words don't have fathers.
But sometimes they just might. They just might. As I said, I'm familiar with this manner of encryption. Each of the words I translated for you can all be made from a single seminal word, with the letters from the derivative words occurring in the same order as they appeared in the seminal word. For example, the words fort, mist, rune, sore, and stun can all be found moving from left to right in the word misfortune. In our case, the words get, gate, slate, stilts, and late can all be found only in one word, and that unlikely word is gesticulate.
Gesticulate? What are we supposed to do with that?
You can be certain that if the hand bothered to devise the encryption, it has some great use. What that might be is for you to discover. I believe I've upheld my part of our bargain.
We have news about hell. You think you're confused now? Wait till you hear this.
Any data on hell is to go directly to Senator Burr. I take my orders from her like everyone else.
You've got to be kidding me. That can't be what it looks like.
Can be and is. What's the matter? Never seen a meat before?
I've never been this close to a living one before. Their skin's real, and yet the machines... Look! The control panel rises and falls as he respirates. Doesn't he spook you?
Not me. But maybe that's 'cause we're sort of family. Did my fetal time in a fecund 5085.
You look fine. Any negative side effects?
What do you remember about your mother's womb? Do you recall how that affected you? Hell, I've got time-elapse film of my gestation.
Yeah, I remember reading about it. Science makes war on motherhood. That was the feeling, I think.
Takes some adapting, but he's got his uses once you're onto him. Knows what he's doing in the embassy commissary. Great omelets. Charles is over 68 years old. His hardware hasn't been upgraded in 50 years, so it's clunky, and his organic tissue is aged. But you're not so bad, are you, Charles?
System memory and processing speed functioning at 89.4% capacity. White blood count is normal. No infections or serious illness to report.
Freaks the hell out of me. Solix may be evil, but I can't be sorry it put the meats on cold storage. I mean, just look at this hideous thing. What's wrong? Something bad's happened, hasn't it? The assassination attempt on Solux?
The attempt on Solux has failed. The homing device apparently was discovered and reprogrammed. The missile meant for Solux struck a tenement building. Fortunately, most of the residents were on the street watching Solux pass by, so no one was killed. Thank God. I knew it was a mistake to attempt such extreme measures.
Question is how they found the homing transmitter. We spent over a year devising ways to cloak its signal, spent a small fortune on stealth materials for the casing. People risked their lives to obtain paint samples from Solix's car. Xenon was a fool to use these two to do his dirty work.
Watch who you're accusing, Katerina. Your plan was dicey from the start. I don't care how mondo your homing device was. You think the hand techs aren't 3 steps ahead of you? Judas Priest, it's the Imperator's parade car. You think they don't scan almost every molecule of that thing?
There is no time for this. There is no time for recriminations. As you see, Gideon and Rachel, some of my staff do not trust you.
Yeah, we noticed that with Literati. He's got a big problem with us.
Marcus Vanders and Claudette Simeone of the attack squad were his closest friends. He hasn't been the same since their death. When they disappeared, something inside him disappeared as well.
We've discovered Solix's secret. We've discovered the secrets of hell.
Hell's secrets. I've no time for idle boasts. Tell me what you know.
The Imperator doesn't have the keys to hell, but Solix does have a team of ace hackers and hardware at least 3 generations ahead of anything you've ever seen. Hell isn't real. They're computer generating the whole thing.
Computer generating? But how?
The Hand is ruled like Luddites, outlawing most cutting-edge tech, but that hasn't stopped the government itself from moving ahead full bore. They've been developing cyberspace and decking technologies to a sophisticated degree. When they damn people, they don't physically send them anywhere. The victim's nervous system is linked to a computer network that's generating an enormously complex virtual environment. And that's hell.
My God! You're certain of this?
We've got a deep throat inside the Pentagon. He's a programmer who spends his days backing up data generated by the Hell program. They've got everyone's nightmares on tape. And he's spilling everything he knows. Everything he's said so far is consistent with our experiences in the underworld.
All right. All right. This changes everything. Can you get to this person, this deep throat? We must speak with him. We must have him here with Katerina working on some way to destroy Hell. If it's a computer program we can crash, we can devise a bug or virus and reduce the gates of Hell to virtual ruins. Correct, Katerina?
Maybe. I mean, in theory, any program, any data can be corrupted. It's a matter of understanding their code, and it'll depend on hardware. I'll need information, lots of it.
You heard her, Gideon, Rachel. Bring me this deep throat. We must have him on our team. In the meantime, we must plan. If we bring down the Hand, we must be prepared to replace it with something better. We must be prepared to govern. The Front has a number of important allies. Former government officials who have resigned their posts rather than serve under the Hand. And activists who the Hand deemed too subversive to remain free. All of them will be crucial to forming a government that can take charge when Solix is defeated. The Imperator, of course, knows this, and has apprehended them, consigning all of them to Hell. We had never seen a way to rescue them until now. Can you access Hell at will?
We think so. We have access to a psychopomp, which, as it turns out, is a disguised decking unit.
Good. You two must undertake to rescue our people being tortured in Hell. If I understand this correctly, they are most likely linked to a computer somewhere in the Pentagon. We have spies inside. Hopefully, one of them will be able to free their bodies while you free their minds. Katerina will brief you on the identities of the prisoners. While you work to free them, we will devise a means of destroying Hell.
All right, so I have to Mission Impossible you two on some of the Front Star Power who've taken a ride on Charon's jet ski. Get ready. The list reads like a who's who of establishment figures gone disgrunt.
Any theories on how we're going to find these people? We've got a psychopomp, but what next? We just can't make blind decks. Hands sea-space jocks would find us in minutes.
We're a little lucky there. The hand's given us a head start. You know how they run it. Hell isn't scary if the folks at home don't know something about it. Hands buzzed us the sweaty locales of some of the prisoners. Of course, the hand never figured on their enemies having a psychopomp. If the psychos are anything like the Acti decks, then they've got some cutting-edge intentionality engines. The psycho should be able to scan for the hell areas you're aware of and offer them as an option for travel.
Let's see if I have this right. We just used the psychopomp in this room, ask it to take us to Charon, and we can go to any hell location we're familiar with. And to leave a hell pit, I assume we just return to Charon.
That's the theory. Remember, the psychopomps are for the bad guys who run hell. It's supposed to be easy for them to get around. Listen now. Here are the people you have to rescue from hell. There are 12 of them in total. We know that Eddie Commerce is being held by a demon named Moculus in some manner of Hell Zoo.
Isn't Commerce the underground comic, the really subversive guy?
That's right. The hand kept censoring his act. Finally, he got fed up and went full-blown disgrunt.
That's one. Who else?
Front's top EE guy, a shaman with circuitry, a Texan named Dingo Tucker, is being held in one of Beelzebub's pits that apparently is teeming with rats. Former Secretary of State Sheshu is having his gums eternally torn open by a dentist demon named Malbolge. Prudence Alayla, Senator Burr's chief of staff, is getting the traditional hellfire treatment. Multi-billionaire Conklin Danforth is encased in a block of ice beside a tributary that leads to Hell's frozen sea. Former Secretary of Defense Trenton is on the rack in one of Mephisto's pits. That's all I got on these guys, but it's a good start.
That's a good start. Anything else?
There's one other thing. Townsend Ellers is the chief tactical planner for the CFF. We can't attack the Pentagon without his expertise. Apparently, he's being tortured by Satan personally. That can't be good, even if Satan is just a computer image. Don't know how to access him yet, but you'll be duking it out with Satan before this is over. One of our people inside the Pentagon reported that they've located where our torture victims' bodies are being held while they're in the Hellnet.
Great. They can just disconnect the psychopomps and save us a lot of sweat.
Life ain't that easy, Rachel. Release of the bodies is apparently blocked until their minds are freed from their torture in hell. Once that happens, our agents in the Pentagon assure us they can move the prisoners out.
Greetings. Welcome to Charon's boat rides along the scenic Styx. My name is Charon, and I'll be your guide on this red water rafting trip. Passengers are advised not to dip their hands into the river, or they will pull back a charred stump. And beware of the spray, as it will dapple your complexion with searing lesions and, well, outright holes. As there is limited seating, passengers are further advised to cling to each other for dear life. We hope that you regret traveling with us today, and that you suffer mercilessly during your stay, and that you come again. Please state your destination. Welcome to Charon's boat rides along the scenic Styx. Please state your destination. Go away. I'll be busy. Torture you later.
Oh no, we insist. Torture us now.
This one could be tricky, Rach.
I'll say. We could laser this guy in the forehead and he probably wouldn't notice. You gotta admire somebody that has that kind of concentration. They won't take it.
Go away. I'll be busy.
Hey, it's great to be back in hell again. Although it's a little quiet out there, this could be the sound of that one hand clapping you hear so much about. Solix, baby, you out there? I can't see the audience because of the stage lights.
But no audience ever stepped me before.
Oh! Ah! That's where you're wrong, you pinhead. You know how comedians are always saying, you're killing me, you're killing me? What the hell you think they're talking about?
I tell you not to worry, that this is all virtual, but you'd probably keep talking anyway.
Why is it beautiful women always have the IQ of a fence post? I could use a break here, you morons. I'm running low on material fit for the thinking impaired. Ow! Oh! 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 Of course. Oh! I'm saving all the good stuff for Solix. Oh! Oh! I know you're coming, you asexual asshole. I figure you're late, 'cause you can't decide what to wear. But seriously, folks, what a leader, huh? No chance of corruption or scandal with Celine Solix. No chance they're ever gonna catch old Celine doing to his or her secretary what she's been doing to the country for years.
Oh, bad talk, Solix.
Ah! Ah!
I wouldn't mind taking down the steroid case with the cattle prod, but I say we leave the twerp tied up.
Let's take care of the keeper and let Funny Boy figure the rest out for himself.
That doesn't work. I can't give this thing away.
Well, it took you long enough. You know, my father never mentioned the possibility of crucifixion, although he did tell me that wise guys end up sidewise. Of course, old Daddy-O should know. He's been horizontal for 10 years now.
Welcome to Charon's boat rides along the scenic Styx. Please state your destination.
Hang on, Prudence. Senator Burr sent us here to rescue you.
Rescue me? What do you have in mind? Just gonna stroll across that moat of flame? My bonds are easily undone. It's getting across that moat that's the problem. The heat's unbearable. Don't know how much longer I can stand it.
Hold on. We'll do what we can.
Hurry! The pain is terrible! My God, you did it! You made it across the moat!
You're safe now. Any moment and you'll feel yourself fading away. I think you'll be surprised when you reach the other end.
Anything's got to be better than this. I can't believe I'm saved. That I'll live to see Senator Burr again. And that I'll live to fight Solix one more time.
Well, isn't this lovely? What heroes they must consider themselves. 2 people rescued by our gallant Ark renegades. In and out of hell unsinged, and no sign of the Imperator. How special they must feel. It's a trap, you dumb little shits. Come into my web.
Welcome to Charon's boat rides along the scenic Styx. Please state your destination.
My lord, I have news of Brock and Ashanti. They are dead, my lord.
Dead? You are certain of this? You have seen the bodies?
With my own eyes, my lord. It is confirmed. Your enemies are dead.
At last! Then the re-entombment is completed. I would have preferred to have dealt with Ashanti and Brock personally, but perhaps it is better this way. This nightmare is at last ended. The hand's grip remains firm. God bless America.
I can't give this thing away.
Well, it took you long enough.
Hang on.
Rest.
Hold.
My God!
Welcome to Charon's.
Well.
They won't take it.
Thank you. So cold.
Welcome.
Hold on, Ms. Trenton. We're here to rescue you. Are you in pain?
Hell yes, I'm in pain. My whole body feels like it's on fire.
Okay, we're gonna rescue her. Any suggestions, big guy?
I don't know. I thought it was your turn to have an inspiration.
The glowing stones embedded in the floor emit tones when they're stepped on. Only way to free me from my bonds is to put pressure on the stones in the correct order. Herodias keeps telling me to shut up, that silence is golden, and silence is my only chance of getting out of here alive. Then he starts playing the harp, singing some verse. Murder the dumb, torture the meek, with the scent of death and the gnashing of teeth. Something about silence and that verse must be the key to my rescue. I haven't figured it out.
What order is that?
Don't you think I'd be telling you if I knew it?
Just hold on.
Took you long enough. Now then, I assume you can get me out of here.
That's easily done. You should feel it happening any second now.
Welcome to Charon.
Stop squirming! If you hadn't waited so long between checkups, this wouldn't have happened! Besides, it isn't good for you if it doesn't hurt a little. Sorry. Did I hit a nerve? Whoops! I hit it again! Sorry! What's that? No insurance? I'm afraid we'll have to bypass the anesthesia and keep that for the doctor! Wow, this stuff is so sweet. I do love dentistry.
That doesn't work.
Hell's version of a dentist drill is bigger and nastier than anything on Earth. This medieval-looking wooden bucket is used in the Hell dentist's office to catch...
That doesn't work.
This tank contains nitrous oxide gas, which is not lethal but can knock people out nearly instantaneously. Demons, it just makes crazier.
Thank you. You can't believe how painful. I kept telling him I just had my teeth capped, but he just
kept drilling.
We're with the front. You're not really in hell. We haven't got time to explain. In a few seconds, you're going to wake up in a room inside the Pentagon. The front has a woman inside who will get you out. Get ready now.
Welcome to Charon's boat rides along the scenic Styx. Oh God, rats! I hate rats!
Tucker, are you hurt? Are you all right?
Hell no, I'm not all right. Rats are my worst nightmare. I can practically feel them crawling all over me. I hear them scratching and chirping. I feel their weight against me when they throw themselves against the tubes. And they're hungry. They're gonna get me. They're gonna eat my skin.
Just hold on. We'll get you out of there. The rats aren't real. This whole thing, all of it, hell, it's just a computer construct.
You crazy girl? Can't you feel the heat? Look at the teeth of those buggers. They can flay the tissue off a bone in under a minute's time.
Just hold on another second and I'll smash the tubes.
No, don't do that, you fool. These rats are wild. They'll chew us up if they get out. You gotta find some other way to free me and hurry. I'm losing my mind.
There. That should work.
Ah, you killed him, compadres. You can't know how this feels. You can just right here, you disease-ridden beast.
They're not real, Dingo. We were trying to tell you, but you were too frightened to hear it. All of hell is a virtual reality construct that the government uses to create fear.
Well, they do a damn fine job of it, let me tell you. And how do you mean virtual? Ain't a deck or a system I know of that can generate anything near this complex.
Front techs will explain it to you. Your body's currently jacked into a machine at the Pentagon. Burr's got a woman there who will see you out safely. Hold on! She'll pull you out any moment.
You should resist coming here unless you have something important to report about the attack squad, Solux, or Hell. Just visiting the embassy is reason enough for the Hand to pick you up.
Don't give up. We're close. We've made real progress on the programming side. Finish getting those people out of hell, and we can take the fight to the Imperator.